Hello, hello. It is Direct Mail Monday, April 8th, 2019. Steve Sipress here. And for those of you not here in beautiful sunny Arizona, today was the first day of the year that the temperature hit 90. I think it hit around 95. But down here, no humidity, and 95, of course, it doesn't heat up till, 3, 4 o'clock is about it at 95. Just a spectacularly beautiful day, extremely comfortable. If it was 95 all the time, that'd be great. But in a couple of months, it's going to start being 110 and 115, and that's a little much. Be hanging out a lot of time in the pool when that happens. All right, let's get right to it. And I put the headline here, are you making any of these mistakes with your advertising marketing? As always, I'm about to share a whole bunch of lessons from my direct mail, but they're not only about direct mail. So whether you are using direct mail or not, I'm teaching from it. So here we go. First of all, these cheap mailers, are you using these $1, $3, $2, free, $1? I mean, the ad does great for what it has, but when you advertise in these things, think about the company you're keeping, the mindset of your prospect. So if you're selling anything of any significance to anyone who is affluent, who has money to spend, the most money to spend, and loves to get, great treatment and roll out the red carpet, we don't look into things like this, where we're shouted out about the cheapest price and the cheap. We don't want the cheapest. We want the best. And then we'll think about getting a good deal on it. But we don't get led into things because it's cheap, turns us off. So if you have cheap stuff, then go ahead and you want to advertise in here with all these people that are advertising how they can beat each other out for how cheap their stuff is, 99 cents for this, and $2 for that, and 88 cents for that, and all that kind of stuff. But if you have anything at all that you want to convey any kind of a luxury type of feeling to it, then stay away from those. Here's another one, Dollar Days. So what was this one called? So it looks like we got the same smart ad on the cover, Harbor Freight Tools on the cover of both these. So this one's the buyer's guide from the Arizona Republic, the local newspaper. And then this one is the Retail Me Not. And so advertise me not in this thing unless you want people thinking about how cheap and crappy your stuff is, and that you compete only on price and you really have nothing great to offer them, because that's what we are all thinking when we look at those things. All right, another one. I don't know how many times I've shared this before, but I've gotten this thing dozens of times from Cox Communications. We're coming to you live over the internet via a Cox Communications internet connection. Also, my landline phone is via Cox Communications. So here's the deal you just got to see, but it doesn't recognize that I am a customer. And maybe on the inside, I think I opened it once, and it might have said, why don't you add this X? But I always just toss it out. And by the way, I think it's always just the same. So get this thing over and over and over and over. So general rule, you want to multiply your results by repeating your marketing, your advertising over and over. But if your results are 0, then it doesn't matter how many times you send that one and multiply those results, they're going to be 0. So, I mean, I guess in general, they're making money with it, or they wouldn't keep mailing it. But how about changing it up a little bit? So are you making that mistake and sending the same thing over and over and over to people who haven't responded? Can you think of something new? Anything at all? Well, not anything at all, but I can help you think of something new. Go to helpfromsteve.com, and we get together one-on-one, and I'll help you think of something new. Speaking of which, this is something crappy. It's the same State Farm letter that probably every State Farm insurance agent is encouraged to send out all over the country. It's always the same, and it's always a really crappy letter. So are you using the advertising and marketing from your company? Oh, I drive people to, I don't need my own website. I drive them to, the company gives me a website. And I don't need to have my own newsletter. The company has a newsletter. I don't need to have my own marketing. The company has marketing. So here it is. This is just the same crappy letter for everything, starting with the crappiest thing of all. They got their name on the top of the ad. Understand that this is usually done co-op, like the insurance agent chips in however much, and then the company chips in the rest to mail this thing out. But think they're not doing you any favors, folks. They are marketing and advertising themselves. Sure, they put your name on the bottom, but long after you're gone, which if you don't do other sharp marketing and pay attention to what I'm teaching you, or even better, go to helpfromsteve.com and get on the phone one-on-one with me, you're bound to not last long, and long after you're gone, you helped people be really aware of the company, State Farm, but do we know anything about that guy or care anything about that guy? No. So big mistake. Don't use the company's marketing and think that's the be-all, end-all. It generally sucks. Here's another one, not a major mistake. However, maybe it is. I like this. Why work after work? Appears to be a cleaning service, right? So this appears to be their ideal target market, appears to be a busy housewife who works and then likely has kids to come home to and do all kinds of stuff. And why are you working after work and going crazy and being frustrated? So it's a picture of a frustrated woman, likely a housewife. The pink helps also. It stands out and it tells the household who this is targeted to. The ideal target who here is a woman, likely a working woman, because it says why work after work. However, their offer is incredibly resistible. So here's the mistake here. Don't use a weak offer like get a free estimate online instantly. Of what benefit is it to me for you to pitch me your service? I mean, if I'm that desperate, unbelievably desperate, but in which case I would have gone to a search engine. I would have searched for you and contacted you. If you're interrupting me, give me a more. You couldn't be less. Well, you could be less. You could have no offer at all. But this is really resistible. Give me an irresistible offer, a better reason to contact you like it now. So in these service industries like this, again, I mean, if you don't understand anything about marketing and you don't watch my videos or follow my stuff or know anything about this, maybe it sounds crazy to you, but all kinds of industries like cleaning industry can very easily give 1 or 2 weeks free service. Yeah, that costs you something, some cleaning materials, and you got to send the crew out there, and then you got to pay them and whatever. But man, think, what's the lifetime value? If you come to my home and you're going to clean the home every single week, and I'm going to give you $100, even just for 2 years, that's 10 grand. So is it worth paying ladies $100 or whatever you got to do to give me a week service or 2 week service? Come on. Now, it goes without saying, I don't have to get into all the details of why giving that free sample, but I'll tell you a few reasons in case you can't figure it out, is now you are demonstrating that the people are in a good mood, they have a good attitude, they have a great work ethic, they're on time, they're courteous, they're dressed well, they're not stinking, they don't stink of cigarette smoke when they come in, they are not dazed and confused like they're on drugs, they're not playing loud music and disrupting everybody, they're not discourteous, they don't kick the dog, they don't yell at the kids, they don't, spray all over the place and oops, miss the refrigerator and get some on the kids' pictures that are up on the refrigerator and ruin those, or so forth. You can demonstrate the quality of your service by giving the free sample. I mean, bakeries do it, right? You ever go to a bakery and they wouldn't say, I'll give you a little taste, or a deli, I'll give you a taste? I mean, come on now, give them a taste. Not a free estimate, give them a taste. I'm going to open this up. Self-mailer, which means it's glued here. It doesn't need an envelope. And, it's not nearly as much fun on the inside. I thought maybe it'd be a lot of fun, but it's no fun on the inside. Still have some colors, but you just have a chart here, but it's all serious on the inside. So it was lots of fun, and I thought maybe it'd be lots more fun stuff going on. This is not centered in charts and graphs and lines. It's kind of wild and crazy and chaotic, and then this is just all clean and crisp and boring, and so I'm not even going to look at it. All right, next. Oh, I show this one every time I get it. Don't mistake this mistake. Invite people to a free meal at a crappy place. Again, if you're selling something cheap, I mean, this is where you would advertise in those dollar mailers and dollar savings. Wow, you get a free meal at the Golden Corral. That's where it comes in, like My Beautiful Wife Michelle, the saying, she wouldn't eat there unless you paid her. So giving a free meal doesn't even get you back to even. They got to still spend a couple hours, and for a couple hours, I mean, if this was such a compelling topic that My Beautiful Wife Michelle wanted to hear it, she would go to the Golden Corral, but she would make sure to eat dinner first, so she would know she's eating nothing when she gets there. So she would go just for the information. So, what you're telling people, just like if you advertise in those dollar mailers, is you are all about the lowest price, cheapest everything. If you become my client, we're going to treat you with the lowest, the least possible customer service, and the least, because you can see we cut corners on everything. That's what the message you're sending, at the very least subconsciously. Someone understands when you invite them to a McDonald's or a Panera Bread or a Golden Corral, you're all about cheap, and therefore how attentive can you be, and how great can you go above and beyond the service? You can't, because you know your answer is going to be, when they ask for you to go above or beyond or even do something great, they're just going to say, well, they know you're going to say, well, I mean, you know, you get what you pay for. I mean, how can I afford to do that? You're only paying me pennies. You're paying me. So if you want to put off how cheap you are and how crummy and services, then go invite people to a crappy restaurant. Otherwise, don't do it. Okay, next. I like this one in a bunch of ways, but there's still a mistake here. It's this, a bunch of mistakes, actually. It's a plumbing, AC plumbing. I love it. Look what they say on the back here. They are an AC plumbing and catering company. I love it. Didn't even see that before. I did see the big blankness over here. Like, by the way, in case you're wondering, this white space has never sold anything. Like, oh, that's so compelling right there. So put something on the white space. Okay, if you can't think of anything, the very best thing you can do, of course, is just fill this up with about 10 testimonials of happy customers, because what others say about you is about a zillion times more compelling and trustworthy than what you say about yourself. I know you're going to say you're great. I want to hear Gladys and Mary and Joe and whoever in my neighborhood all saying you're great. And maybe I'll even recognize a name. And then I can call them up and they'll say, yeah, Chaz Roberts, they're awesome. So that's kind of cool. We're air conditioning, plumbing, and caring. And notice down here, they don't say heating, because we're in Arizona. And like I said, it's already in the 90s and we're only in early April. And so I like the fact they were smart and put their name at the bottom, because nobody cares who you are until first they know you've got something for them. So, but here's the problem. This headline, AC system tired and expensive to operate. Here's the thing. I don't know. The average homeowner who you're marketing to, not the one who would know, the person who would know this might even just go to Home Depot and get a friend or two and think they're going to install it themselves. Like the person you're marketing to, who's going to call an AC guy, someone like me, I don't know anything about AC. I have plenty of clients who have heating and air companies. I know the one main thing that matters, how to make them a lot of money, how to get a flood of their ideal target customers running to them, credit card in hand. But I don't know anything about the actual air conditioning other than I turn it on and suddenly it's cold. So I don't know if my system is tired, and I don't know if it's expensive to operate. You know, I'm not paying that much. I mean, first of all, I got my bills, but you know, we got a lot of things on electricity. Maybe it's the pool filter is old, and that's, you know, jacking the bill up. Maybe we left a lot of lights on. Maybe we, my beautiful wife Michelle cooked a lot of extra stuff in the stove than usual. I don't know, but I don't know that it's expensive. I don't know it's tired. So that leads me to what could be a really irresistible offer, which is, how about a free test, a free cleaning, a free maintenance to make sure it's operating fantastic, and you never need to call an AC guy. That sounds fantastic. I call him up, the guy comes, and if it's not in great shape, he says, hey, by the way, it's okay, tweaked it a little, got to work a little bit, it's going to last about another 6 months, but you know, do you want it to go out in the middle of a really hot day or cold or whatever, you know, blah, 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 whatever business you're in? Do you want to go out and have an emergency on your hands? Or do you want to, not to mention, do you want it for those 6 months to be operating really sluggish and jacking up your bill by a few $100 or $1,000 over those 6 months? Let's just take care of it now. In fact, I'll give you a special, blah, 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 blah. Another mistake here is people don't like math. They're not good at math. They don't know math. So 120 months. Man, that's 10 years. Why don't you say 10 years? We will finance you for 10 years. I wouldn't put the percentage, the 6.9 today. Maybe you're watching this later on down the road in the archives, but right now, where mortgage interest is 3 point something, I think, for 30 or more, like 7, just doesn't sound that incredible. And so 120 months, though, 120 months, how much, what is that? Let me get out the calculator, blah, blah, blah. 10 years. That just sounds great, 10 years. So instead of saying things like, percentages or how many months something is, 6 months or 3 months, sure. But once it goes over a year, talk about years. That just sounds great. Okay, so mistake there by Chaz, a bunch of mistakes. This one, I've showed a few of these before, and they are making the same still mistake they made before. No headline. Phone number is the headline. Headline is where you get my attention and give me a really great reason to read this stuff, to want to do business with you, something. But your phone number, oh, wow, they got a phone number that has a 5 in it. Damn, that just means I got to call them. Like, there's nothing about your phone number that's going to be compelling as in relation to a headline that is compelling, that speaks to people and says, hey, this is why you want to read the rest of this postcard. You got to get my attention, get me to want to read it. Here's another one. This one is addressed to my mom, and it's for something, I think, I remember I opened it once. It's a blind sneak up mailing, whatever you want to call it, no return address, and this important renewal notice. Now, instead of green, I would put that in red, because red is an attention-getting color, and it promotes action. So you'll see red in pretty much every logo. I think every logo of every fast food place. They'd be crazy not to have red in the logo, because it's all about taking action now. And that's what fast food is. It's food now. Come in now. Red. So I'd make this red. But anyway, important renewal notice, immediate response, but they've sent it like 3-4 times. So how important and how immediate is it? And I think I opened this. First of all, my mom passed away 4 years and 9 days ago, 10 days ago. So you might want to clean your list up a little bit. But maybe she had, paid for a 5-year or 3-year membership. And so it came up. And as the administrator of her estate, her mail comes to me, and yeah, it is. It's Habitat for Humanity, and it's all about getting her renewal and all that kind of stuff. But, oh, look at that. So there's a smart thing to do. Include a little notepad in there. No wonder it was a little thick. I was like, must be something in here. I was thinking maybe a lot of brochures, but it's a nice little notepad there that reminds the person, oh, I like Habitat for Humanity. I'm going to start giving again. I mean, I have a feeling my mom would certainly be giving again if she hadn't passed away 4 years ago. Next, so clean your list is a lesson there. Next one. Now here, this is doing it a lot better than the Golden Corral. This one is a free dinner at the Red Mountain Ranch Country Club. Now, just by the name of it, I haven't been there, but it sounds a heck of a lot fancier than McDonald's or Panera Bread or Golden Corral or some crap like that. It's a country club. And but a couple of mistakes are doing here. One is they got their name and logo at the top. Why do I care that you're called Safeguard Estate and Finance? That doesn't do anything. No matter how fancy you think your logo is and how much you paid for it and how great your name is. Oh, Safeguard, see, because we're all about safeguarding. So I don't care. Right there, tell me complimentary. Complimentary is not the most powerful word in all of marketing and advertising. Free is the most powerful word. So they're trying to be like understated and elegant and posh and fancy, but why don't they just be all about making money and say free catered gourmet meal or something, and that would be the headline. Free meal and free information, something like that, or how to something. Here's some discussion topics. How to safeguard, like, see, there they go with the old safeguard again. Oh, see, we're called Safeguard, and we safeguard your wealth. Come off it. Okay, how to minimize capital gains taxes. Minimize, weak word again. How to pay a lot less taxes. That sounds good. Stop all the long fancy words. It doesn't make you sound fancy and intelligent. It makes you not communicate well. Got a guy in the White House, by the way. If you're watching this way in the future, you'll remember you had a guy in the White House who, even though he has an Ivy League degree and was a billionaire, he speaks like a blue collar, he speaks like a 10-year-old. That's right. Takes a lot of effort. It's amazing how naturally he does it, because it takes a lot of effort for normal people who aren't as good at it as he is to speak as a 5th or 6th grader. But that's the best way you want to speak. So knock off all this fancy complimentary stuff. And then I love this one, a photo of some really nice looking meal, I guess. Not something I would eat, but then it says Photo does not represent actual meal being offered. Why not? Why do you have to include that? That's known as a weasel clause. You're weaseling out, oh, that meal looks awesome. Oh, they just weaseled out of it. They're probably serving some crap. Like, why don't you just say, we're serving X on the menu. Hey, Red Mountain Ranch Country Club, can you get me a photo of what you're serving? And I'm going to put that on there so I don't have to have a weasel clause, because then I'm wondering, what other weasel clauses do they have? What other things are they kind of making me feel like they offer or do as a company, but then they're going to say, yeah, but we really don't do that. So don't do that stuff. So you got a couple of mistakes, a bunch of good things here. They got a choice of lunch or dinner, same day. Lunch or dinner the same day. Dinner at 3:30. That is the early bird special. I'll tell you, we're in Arizona, home of lots of not young people, and but 3:30 for dinner, especially this time of year as it's starting getting light out, later and later. This is coming up on, holy cow, oh wait, the date's right there, April 16th. So April 16th, well, it's getting light out more and more, and a 3:30 dinner. Like, whoa. Anyway, hope they make a lot of money in it and it works. It's not that bad. Okay, next. Oh, I really like this one. This is the, we've talked about this one before. They are smart. They're using multiple ways of doing their marketing. So they got postcards now coming out. They're in the Clipper coupon, the money mailer. You know, down here there's a lot of rocks, not a lot of grass, but there's a lot of rocks on all the sides of the roads, and they will, you know, spring up and smash into your windshield when you're going 60 or 80 miles an hour, whatever, and boom. And so all the time you need to get your windshield done. And then this window tinting is important because the sun is unbearable here, especially now as we get into the summer. It's only April, I know, but 95 degrees today, so the sun is getting unbearable. And these are great irresistible offers here. $140 cash back when you get it in shop, or $120 cash back mobile when we come to you. And while you wait, if you come in, you get to wait in a movie theater with free popcorn and candy. Yeah, there it is. With Wi-Fi, leather recliners, 17-foot screen, free snacks, popcorn, ice cream, drinks. I mean, what the heck? It's like, geez, on a Saturday where I got the kids and I got to think of something to do, I hope the windshield cracks because I'll just bring them in for the movies. Like, so I like that one a lot. Are there mistakes being made here? I don't think so. I just like that one. Oh, I guess one mistake here. There you go. You can tell what it is. We got their name and their logo right at the top. Advantage. Ooh, Advantage. So what? That's not why I'm coming. I'm coming because you got cash back. And you got a movie theater with free food for all my kids, and your best customer service experience in car repair. You know, are you just saying that, or is that actually, you know, voted something? You got a little thing here as if you got a seal, but I can't even read it when I put it up to the camera. So I can't read it. Even on my glasses, can I read it? Doesn't look like it was voted on by the Arizona Republic or anything. I think it just says great service. But, you know, never waste the top of your ad or anything with me, your name and your logo. What a waste. All right, we'll finish it off with these two home showcase magazines, right? So I like this. You get a big, thick magazine, and it's all about stuff for the home, right? And starting with Scottsdale area homes for sale. But then we got kitchen, bath, cabinets. We got organizing, closet organizing. We got garage door repairs, right? You can get, you know, furniture, all this stuff for home. Screens, awnings, draperies, mirror finish, that's all about stuff for the home, and then here's an actual real estate agent showing all the luxury homes for sale, homes. Same with this one. This one's even thicker, but it's all the same stuff for the home. I kind of looked through both of these, and here's the tip, the big special bonus super duper tip. is what's known as out of category. You can call it what you want. I call it out of category advertising, where everyone in here is something in a home. However, what else are homeowners interested in? Not just things for their home. Everyone getting this should be a homeowner. If they did the mailing correctly, it shouldn't go to rentals. It should go to homes, and it should go to affluent homes. We're in a beautiful, gated community up here in the mountain. Hopefully they're focusing on affluent homes, like a pool remodeling. And well, actually, we're in Arizona, kinds of people have pools, but hopefully this is targeted to affluent home owners. So think, if you are selling anything to affluent homeowners, you might want to be in here, because there aren't a lot of spas in here. In fact, you'd be the only one. So if you're going to be a garage repair or a painting or a pool guy or outdoor furniture, there's 5 or 10 of them in here. Same would be at a home show. There'll be all the remodelers and the kitchen guys and the draperies and the this and that at the home show. If you're there with your out of category, you don't have anything for in the home. You have something that homeowners like, affluent homeowners like going out for dinner. Maybe you have an ad for a restaurant in here. So that's my thought there. I didn't see any out of category advertising in either of the home magazines. I'm going to save those for my beautiful wife, Michelle. She likes looking through see all the homes and all the furniture and what's going on. Once in a while we're driving around, we'll just stop into an open house because she wants to see the kitchen and what they did with the patio and the whatever and this and that. Okay, that'll do it for Direct Mail Monday. Thanks everyone being here live and watching on the replay. I don't see any questions, comments, concerns, so that'll do it for today. Thanks everyone being here, and I'll be back tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. I'm pulling something out of the news for you tomorrow and teaching a business lesson based on that. I hope you will catch me then, and I thank you for being here today. Over and out. Bye-bye.